This week, I'm going to be talking to you about aspects of yoga and also exercises that have stood the test of time. First of all, yoga. A huge aspect of yoga is, of course, stretching. Now, the essence being that if you allow your muscles to become tight, your mind tends to be tight and rigid. If you have a rigid body, you will ultimately develop a rigid mind, you will have a rigid life, and unfortunately you're going to have a shorter life. Because what happens is as your joints get more restrictive, all the muscles around the joints, the ligaments, the tendons become almost redundant in their job of actually taking the joints through the full range. We get to the stage where as you get stiffer and harder and more rigid, even the veins, the arteries within your body will also become rigid. Circulation is about just that. It's about circulating ideas within your mind, which is why people that have circulation problems aren't really circulating what they want in their lives. And of course, this thing tends to happen as the years, the decades roll by. So my advice to you is practice yoga because it will make a huge difference as to how your mind is. The aspect of yoga is ultimately working to a level where we feel ourselves under some duress, some effort. You could describe it as where pleasure meets pain. And we simply chase that pain away. The masters of yoga describe this as working between the hard and the soft. Not to be too soft, as in almost having no benefit at all, but not to be so hard that it becomes difficult and overwhelming for you to continue. Because yoga is very much about a long-term thing. It's natural, it takes time. The growth of a human, 17 years, 21 years for a female and a male to get to full adulthood. And it's the same with yoga. You can't expect to be fantastically flexible and strong within 2 weeks or indeed in 2 months. You have to look at it as a long-term thing. That will work. Exercises which have stood the test of time. All cultures throughout the world, there are only certain exercises which have been found in all cultures to be successful. The first is walking. Walking is a tremendous exercise. Some of us don't walk enough. Walking helps to loose your body. It helps with your circulation. Very good for building your heart and lungs. Second, walking up hills is even better because then you're putting slightly more of an increase on the cardiovascular efficiency, and we could ultimately include jogging as well. That is another part. Running, jogging is an exercise that has stood the test of time. Swimming also is a tremendous exercise. This, of course, again, it's possibly going back to being the womb, a feeling of nurturance, a feeling of liquidity and comfort. That is also a great exercise. Dancing, number 4, dancing. Yet again, if you go to anywhere in the world, every single culture has aspects of dancing, which, of course, is a wonderful, wonderful way of letting off energy, releasing any pressure, any tension within you. Lovemaking, shagging is also a wonderful way to exercise. Again, obviously, it's done throughout the world, every culture, everybody makes love. A wonderful exercise, make love, get into it. Make sure you find someone that you love, though. Don't have sex for just sex's sake, because we're not chimpanzees. We're not trying to shag everything we see like a primate. We have sex ultimately for love. And finally, yoga, yet again. This is an aspect of working your body to the highest level. Any of those exercises that I've mentioned are very good for you, but quite frankly, they are crumbs of nutrition compared to what yoga does, because they tend to work other exercises. Any exercise actually tends to work your muscles, your circulation, and your respiratory, but only to a certain level. Whereas yoga works your full respiratory to every ounce of your lung. It works your full circulation by stretching, compressing the veins, arteries and capillaries, and also the circulation is even better because we do many postures where you stand left leg, right leg. Again, most exercises don't touch the internal organs. They don't touch the endocratic system. They don't touch the skeletal structure with the joints. And most importantly, they don't touch nerves. Nerves are by far and away the most important things, because nerves are the essence of our being. Anything else in our physical body is more like a slab of meat, whereas the nerves are what connect us to the divine through the brain. And when we start practicing yoga, of course, the nerves are being stretched and twisted, so therefore they become more vital, you become more energized. Finally, stretch your eyes. This again is something which is a very, very good thing to do, because again, as we get older, our eyes do tend to diminish. Again, practicing yoga means that you're looking down to the floor, you're looking up to the ceiling, you're looking to the side, left and right. And this again will really, really help you to keep your body in tip-top shape with God's will for many, many decades to come. Thank you.